Well, it's Thursday. That means there's a new edition of Florida Weekly out today.
Eric Raddatz, our buddy, who's the presentation editor of Florida Weekly, is here in studio to talk about what's on the cover.
And you guys are diving into something that's certainly caused a lot of controversy, a lot of people confused about where they can go on the sand because of a new law.
Right, so we love Florida, and we love going to the beach, and we're walking along the beach, and suddenly we find out that there is some private property. Well, what do? Are we allowed on the private property? Well, technically, no, we are not. It's private property. But we have so many public beaches, the question becomes, if enforced, how can we get around that property? We look into the details of the law, the HB 631, which defines as to where it is legal to tread on public beach areas, private beach areas, excuse me, and we get into a good look at how businesses who own property are handling these rules. Some more strictly enforced, some not so much, but we get to the bottom of it as lines are being drawn in the sand
it's
here.
It's a big issue.
Yeah, 820 miles of beach in Florida.
I think there's a lot of confusion. It's worth devoting some time to really dig down and to see, okay, what's the law, what's being spread out there as rumor, and really get into it.
We get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. In the business section, there's this thing. A lot of people are sending money digitally now. You know, if you're not next to someone who can just give them the cash, and you want to send it through an app. There are a lot of different ways to do that now.
A lot of different ways. And so we take a look at the business of it. You want to send your friend a few bucks to split a meal, to send him some money to get gas to come over to your house, or whatever the reason. Apps like Venmo and others make it very easy. Well, now we asked the experts about the rise in this trend, and they find out what they think of it, and if in fact it might just end the cash payments, or what other kind of things it might cause when it comes to paying.
Just did this a couple of weeks ago, planning a group trip with several different couple friends out of state, and one person's paying for it, and then everyone else is reimbursing them. That's an easy way to do it.
Within a second, they have it. So then they can just pay the bill and it's all done.
You know if most of those apps charge any fees? I don't think Venmo does.
They do for larger amounts.
Depending on how much you want to transfer?
Yeah, just a very small percentage. So look
really
into it
cool.
before you start
different.
using them. Okay, and so your arts section, you guys are actually featuring a restaurant in Fort Myers, and when you go there, you kind of just step back in time.
Right, it's kind of like not just any restaurant. The Veranda, for those who have not been to the Veranda, you're really missing out. For those that have, they understand why. For over 40 years, it's offered this elegant ambiance, superb dining experience and service. It's also considered kind of the place to be seen. And so our writer, Stephanie Davis, takes a walk down the memories of those whose stories live on in infamy that have happened there at the Veranda. Kind of a read that might be called If Those Walls Could Talk.
Stephanie's a great writer. That should be really fun to read.
Really good read.
And is that that's a Fort Myers restaurant? Is that in all the other
Not in all of them, so we have different, there's an antique cat feature that we have in Naples, and the story isn't on the cover, but inside all of our different editions on the West Coast.
That's one of the good things about Florida Weekly. You really get down and you have local publications.
Each one takes a look, well, many of the stories are all the same. We have some that are different just for Charlotte County all the way down to Collier County.
Beautiful. What else? What else is going on?
Well, if you're not sure what to do, Chad and Amanda, you need to pick us up because we have a calendar of top picks of things to do. If you're not too sure, I will let you know that we have a girls' night out with Chippendale Experiences. TJM Labor Day at the Sydney and Bern, Riley Green at the Ranch, Selwyn Birchwood at Bonita Springs, and Mike Epps at Off the Hook in Naples. Pretty much from all counties in Southwest Florida. You have no excuse. There is something to do, and we get to the bottom of if you want to get out and meet some new friends, take some friends, or just go by yourself. It doesn't matter.
All right. Eric, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Eric.
Thanks, Chad.